Hello, my fellow patriots. This is Alex with Disabled Vets Perspective. I wanted to get on here and talk for a minute. Now, first off, let me thank everybody for the incredible responses to my last video. You guys are awesome. Tony, you are a true friend of the channel. I appreciate you very much. Sorry I called you Tommy the entire last video. I'm an idiot, but I thank you for that. Anyway, so we're going to start getting back into explaining some things, but I might suggest, just for the amusement of it, you might go back and look at some of my videos from over a year ago, and you might find it interesting that a lot of the stuff that I was talking about a year ago is actually coming out in the media now. Now, I'm not an I told you so. I don't play that kind of garbage, but it's interesting. This is stuff that has never been a secret to me because I've done a lot of research, but it's maintained itself as a secret to the masses because of a strategic Mockingbird program, Operation Mockingbird. It's to prevent the public from knowing what is going on behind the black curtains. Well, I've been ripping open those black curtains for a long time. So just go check a couple of them. Just go see what I said a year ago, and then listen to what's coming out in the news. You know, it's just something of fun. You know, whatever. Check it out. You know, enjoy it. But anyhow, so I wanted to explain something to our liberal brethren and sisterin out there. You guys right now are basically, in the most blunt term, useful idiots. And you have no memory of history because you have never looked into history. You've never studied it. You've never been exposed to it. It's blank. It's a book with no pages because you have never taken the time. But what happened in World War II was a group of people got behind Hitler and really pushed his agenda. He had media outlets, he had bootlickers, he had everybody that we see going on today. And they would do anything to move him into a position of power and to do whatever they could to get themselves up on his list of status. Well, the same thing is going on right now. You guys are bending over backwards to appease a cult that doesn't care about you. And what happened with Hitler was, once he got where he wanted to be, all of these people came in for their comeuppance. They wanted their piece of what he got. And he gave it to them. He had them killed. Anybody who he felt like might want to compete for that power because he gave them a taste of it, of what it's like to be over the top of others and rule over them and demand that they bow to your will. Well, if you are going to compete with a dictator, you don't think they're going to take you out? That's the way the game's played. They only use you until they're done with you, and then you're excused. And they are quite willing to excuse you. And the other thing to think about, now, I know all of my folks are primarily conservatives. I'm a constitutionalist. There is a difference, but I am an anti-party system, so you can never blame me for being a Republican or a Democrat. I am a constitutional patriot of America. So that's my standing. But anyway, here's the next thing to think about. The people that are bowing and submitting to the prick are culling their own herd. There's way too much evidence to show that this prick is taking people out. And it's not only doing that, it's preventing them from making new people. Some of the liberals don't give a shit about that because they'd rather kill them than raise them anyway. So that part doesn't matter. But they don't realize, or they're not paying attention to the numbers because they're not looking it up. So people are handing their kids over to be filled with junk and getting mad at people for not sending their kids into the showers. So it's a crazy world right now. So what's happening is they're getting rid of their loyalty first. The people that are most loyal to the left, they're culling themselves. They're lining up for their own cleaning in the showers, so to speak. So that part's going to be easy. Once they get done getting rid of the resistance, once they get rid of the supporters, not the resistance. Once they get rid of their easy ones, the ones that'll bow and do whatever they tell them to do, then they'll focus their attention on the people that won't. That number will be smaller than the original number they started with, but they will be much more of a resistance to the deep state. But right now, according to the 16-year plan, which they are 4 years behind on, we should be in World War III right now. And they're pushing Russia, they're doing a Russia thing. They're trying to get Russia to jump in Crimea. Our country has control of Crimea. So it's not Crimea going, oh, look at that, Russia's coming after us. It's our country threatening Russia through Crimea. They're trying to create a conflict. Now, population. You got to think about where everybody lives. Now, I live out here. I'm a country bumpkin, although they're getting awfully crowded in here. They're coming in with a lot of fucking houses. Friggin' houses, I'm sorry. But it is getting crowded here in the country. But guess who's moving out here? People like me. So, I mean, there's a toss-up. But all the liberals congregate in the big cities because that's where their dystopian nanny state is best performed. And if we go to war with a superpower like Russia, guarantee Russia will not come in alone. They would have China to help them out. They will attack metropolitan areas, big cities. So who in the hell is going to be the first target of a conflict in this World War III scenario? The liberals. So while you guys are all bitching at us for being resistant to government overreach and the rule of law that's being completely buried by the left, there is no rule of law for them. It's only for the conservative members of society. The law is gone, but they'll use it and they'll say that's against the law because you're a patriot, a supporter of the Constitution. Then all of a sudden it's against the law. But when they do something, oh, it's fine. They're trying to suspend the Nuremberg Code right now, and that's insanity. They're saying, oh, nothing we're doing breaks the Nuremberg Code. Well, that's horseshit. Anybody who has a few minutes can go look up the Nuremberg Code, and you can counter that argument immediately. So just because they say something doesn't mean it means anything. Doesn't mean anything usually. It's just chatter. But anyway, you got to watch out because the useful idiots, the most supportive in society, the most willing to go along, are the most likely going to get gone. And then for the rest of us, we will have one hell of a fight on our hands, but I don't care. I'm not afraid. I'm 50 years old. I've made a good go of it. My wife's health is ailing, so eventually I'm not going to be married anymore, or in my opinion, you're married through eternity. I think when you find your soulmate, you get to go through the world in heaven with your soulmate. That's my thing. But either way, if it comes down to it, if she happens to be gone and there is a need for a fight, I will be 100% in it, because like I said, I've had a good run and I'm not afraid to die. I have no fear whatsoever of these satanic demons that think they're going to manipulate me. FBI, CIA, piss on them all. I don't care. They do not intimidate me. They want to come in and bust the door down, do all that stupid shit, whatever. Come in yelling at me and shit, and I'm going to be yelling back. All that shock and awe they try to do to get people to freak out when they bust in a house and get them all scared and shit. Well, if you put fear away, then they have no power over you whatsoever. And that's what everybody should do. But you people on the left, you need to decide when you're going to saddle up and join us over here on the right, because your time is short. I mean that. And it ain't a threat from me. It's a threat from your own government. So think about that. Anyway, if you guys like what I have to say, make sure you tell somebody about it. You know, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button, send it out to a friend. Anyway, until next time, y'all, stay in the fight.